And now I'm back again. This is part 2 for my New York stuff. So, in this video, I know last week I did post something about internet friends right as I was about to go out and hang out with my friends that I know from this wonderful place called the internet. um, but I mean, I never really said who I was meeting up with, and I I don't know. I've met with a lot of people that I know from the internet, and I don't know. It's one thing that you're both YouTubers and you make videos, but when I'm hanging out with somebody in person, I find it weird to have a camera out the whole time and be recording. So I don't have much footage or that many pictures of, what happened when I was out with my friends from this here internet. But the people I met up with are Zobe70, if you know him, ItsComicKid, and Phantom. Probably be mad at you that I messed up your name. And what is your name on here? Oh God, this is bad. And NeoGameSpark. Yeah, that's bad that I forgot your name. Anyways, I met up with them and also somebody else I had already met up with before, and one of my friends from high school actually that I didn't know was living in New York. She saw me posting stuff on Instagram and Twitter. I was like, I want to go to the concert. Couldn't go to the concert because it was a private event and you had to get a ticket before. You couldn't just go to the box office and get one. So she couldn't go, but I ended up meeting up with her too, so that was a really cool thing. But it was just really cool to go out and see these people that I've talked to here on YouTube and that I've formed friendships with here on YouTube, I've collaborated with and known for years, but never met in person. And it's really cool to make these friendships, not going to say into real friendships, because I do consider them real friendships, even though I haven't met them in person. The internet's weird. But it's just something different than just knowing somebody in the digital sense and then actually going and seeing them in person. It's different. And meeting up with first I met with ItsComicKid. He was the first one to get there, and we just kind of went around. He took me to a comic book shop that was actually closed. That was like a few blocks away from where I was. And then we went to Times Square, and I was already over Times Square, to tell the truth, but the only reason I went this time is because I wanted to take video of a few things around in New York for my students, because I want to make a lesson out of it, talking about Carnegie Hall and the culture of New York and blah blah blah. So I went to Times Square, or Tourist Square. Ugh. And funny story, when I was with ItsComicKid. Okay, so we're walking down, I think it was 7th Avenue, getting up to Times Square, and if you've been there, there's usually people dressed up in different costumes as characters or whatever, taking pictures with people. I'd always seen that, and I was walking by. ItsComicKid he lives there, so he knows what's going on. They tried to get him to take a picture. He kept going, and then Minnie Mouse walks up, saw me pull out my camera because I was going to take some pictures of some of the buildings and stuff, and then she like just grabs me and wants to take a picture. I'm like, okay, and I give the camera to ItsComicKid, and then all of a sudden I get flanked by Mickey Mouse as well, and they want to take a picture. I'm like, okay, and then as soon as I'm walking away, Minnie has this little purse and starts shaking it. Tip, yeah, tip. Like, so I reach into my wallet and give her $1, and then Mickey like, Mickey tip, Mickey tip. So that day, right then and there, I learned not to have Southern hospitality and just walk with a purpose. Because if you stop, they're gonna get you. And this ItsComicKid, he kept saying like, "Yeah, dude, you're a little guy, so I need to start being a linebacker for you because, I mean, they just keep grabbing you and stuff. They're going to grab you and pick you up and take you away. Like, man, I know, it's kind of crazy. But it just, I had been there before. I've been in Times Square. I just want to get a picture of the area, and then that happened. So I'll make sure I show the picture of that in here. After that, I got a text message from my friend from high school, so we went to meet up with her, and we went for brunch at a place called, I think, Cuba, and it was some really good Cuban food. I really enjoyed that place, and whenever I go back, I will go again. And after that, we were at around, I think it was Washington Square Park. That's where we were. We went to Washington Square Park. We're kind of chilling a little bit, and then we went to Union Square to meet up with another of my friends, which is Zobe70. Like I've already said, met up with him there, and we were kind of chilling at the Best Buy for a bit, waiting for him to get there. And then my friend from high school had to leave, so that it was, oh, sorry, I forgot about my other friend Mike. He came up when we were at Cuba as well. And then after we got to Union Square, my friend had to leave. She had somewhere else to go, so it was me, ComicKid, Mike, and Zobe. We were all hanging out. From there, we made our way to Chinatown and went to this, it was a tea place, I think. I forgot, I don't know the name of it. It was maybe Yaya's or something like that. I'll have to ask. But we went there, chilled for a bit, talked, laughed, you know, the whole hanging out thing. Then we were waiting for the last person to get there, which is NeoGameSpark. He was stuck at work, and we weren't even sure if this was going to happen. And I mean, I had talked to him and Zobe about me being in New York, probably like back this summer, and we were like, yeah, we're gonna have to make sure we meet up. That'd be cool. And then when the time came, I didn't know the itinerary and when I was actually going to be in New York, when I was going to have free time. And when I finally got that information, it was too late for Chris or NeoGameSpark to take the day off to come and hang out. So he was at work, was supposed to get off at 5:30, but didn't end up getting off till 7. So we just kind of stalled and waited because we were like, okay, we're just going to have dinner instead so we can all hang out or whatever. And honestly, these plans just happened as the day went on. But we went to meet up with him at Grand Central Station, and we were just kind of chilling out, hanging out right there. It was me, Mike, and Zobe, because the other guy, ComicKid, has to go because he had work in the morning. So we were waiting for Chris at Grand Central Station, and I think he finally got there at about 8:30, around 8:30 p.m. So he finally got there. We all went and tried to find somewhere to eat, and we ended up going to a Greek restaurant, Karavas. I'm gonna look it up. All right, the place was called Karavas Palace, and it was some good Greek food that we had there. And we just sat, chilled, talked, laughed, and we recorded a little video gaming discussion thing. I'll post a little bit of a clip in here somewhere.
You know, they was coming with a lot of Kingdom Hearts games for the 3DS.
You know what they should do?
They had 2.
The 1.5. You know what they should do? They should.
No, 1 1/4.
You know what they should do?
Wii U is going to dominate next generation. The sales are going to go up.
Next generation.
I'm sorry. Well, this generation right here.
Because they're current. Currently in the past.
No. Oh! Bing, 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 bing.
Remember these words now. Remember these words. Because I'm always right. Remember these words. He's bashing. I'm saying, Wii U about to go up.
Eye of Judgment is an action card game. Something about Genji, Days of Blade, and Giant Nunnery Crabs, and Ridge Racer. That's some goodness. But yeah, so that Zobe, I'm gonna do one final counter. Yeah, the Wii U's about to go up. But dude, like, if a console sells 0, sells 5, that's still an achievement. I just went there. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Bang, bang.
Listen, man.
Bang bang.
That's like when Wii U sales go up 655%. I'm like,
nobody buying that stuff. And 2 people bought it, so them sales went all the way up.
Listen.
But it was pretty cool to do, and I mean, it was kind of funny. Like Mike, I met in person before, so I already knew what to expect. But everybody else, I'd never met in person. I kind of knew what to expect from. Well, okay, this is the thing. When you watch somebody's video on YouTube and they do vlogs and things, most of the time, all you see is this right here. You don't see anything else. You just see them shoulders down a lot of the time. Zobe is an exception for that. I know I had seen videos of him and he was actually standing up and everything, so I kind of knew what to expect. But ItsComicKid and Chris, I didn't really know what to expect. Chris told me, I believe I told him too, that like, okay, he's like, yeah, I'm tall, and I told him like, yeah, I'm short. So look for the little short guy with dreads. Ha ha ha. Joking. Don't have them anymore. But that's really all. And you see videos, but you can't really get the whole perspective until you're in person. So when we were at Grand Central Station, and when I think we saw Chris walking up, and he called me. He was like, "Hey, where you at?" Told him, turn to your left, and he came and walked over and finally saw us. He probably wouldn't have saw me. I was standing next to Zobe, and Zobe waved because he knew what he looked like. I was like, oh, okay, and he saw us. And when I walked up to him, it's like, okay. I kept looking up because the dude is a freaking giant. But it's like you don't really get to see what it's like and how big or small people are. And you can't really gauge it from the internet. And he says, well, he didn't say anything about me being short in person, but you can read it all on the face. And Zobe did a little bit too, but I mean, it is what it is. But I mean, it's just crazy when that kind of stuff happens, and that's just how it is. But all in all, I will say that I had a great time in New York, and it was awesome meeting my friends in person for the first time. And I mean, the crazy thing is, here on YouTube, even though I met these people, and this is my second time being in New York, I still haven't met everyone that I would really like to meet up in New York. So it's kind of crazy. But anyways, this video has gone on long enough. Thank you to my friends who came out and met me in New York. Thank you, ItsComicKid. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Zobe. Thank you, Chris. Thank all of you guys for coming out, hanging out with me. It was a good time, even if I did get cranky towards the end. I was tired. I've been up and walking since like 10 in the morning. And I didn't get back to the hotel till 1 in the morning. So I was a little bit cranky. But anyways, that's it. Peace.